Hey, beautiful friends, Teresa Lusk here. I want to talk to you about a chapter out of my book, Good Enough to be a Homemaker and CEO. It's called Surrender. You know, I wrote this book several years back, but it still has some wisdom in it that is so helpful even today. So I started to go through it, and I was looking through the information that I wrote, and I thought, man, this is good. It's a good reminder for me, because even though I wrote it, the Lord ministers to us even out of the stuff that we wrote, because it's from Him. And so I want to talk to you about surrender. You know, I know that when we have a call on our lives, it doesn't get deposited and then we get to run with it right away. It doesn't work like that. You know, there's preparation time, there's character training, there's building you up in the Word, there's teaching you how to be faithful, how to be instructable, teachable. There are so many things that the Lord will begin to do to help you walk out in that. Now, does that mean that He waits for you and I to be completely perfect in the way that we do things? Absolutely not. I actually have ministered before, and I can tell you there were some things that needed to be dealt with in me, but He still allows you to grow into that. You know, He gives others a grace and mercy for your failures, because we will all fail at some point. But I was looking at the chapter on surrender, and it was talking about timing. You know, a lot of times when we feel the call of the Lord, let's be honest. I mean, we want to, you know, we get the call and we're like, I'm running with it. And we want the dreams and the hopes that we have in our own heart to happen in our own timing. That's really hard. That was hard for me, because He planted a seed that would come forth in the next year, and 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You know, so these things were coming out and they were working themselves out, but it wasn't in my timing. And so I struggled with that. I struggled with it so much, because I knew what I had in me. I knew that I had a call in me, but it wasn't coming to fruition the way I wanted. So eventually I had to get to a point, and sometimes I still do, where I have to surrender my desire for something to come to pass in my timing. I know that a lot of you can relate, because you've been given a thing. Some of you were given a word 20 years plus, and you still haven't seen it come to pass, or you're seeing it come to pass just little bit by little bit, and you think, I am getting so old. When is this word going to come to pass? It will come to pass, but we must learn to surrender, my friends. We must learn to surrender our own expectation of timing. And so one of the things about walking out the call of the Lord is being patient, because that timing is preparation. I promise you, you're not going to show up late. The only way you'll show up late to your own assignment is if you forfeit it yourself. The only way you'll show up late to your own assignment is if you just say, never mind, I'm tired of waiting. You know, God has already included in the timing and process many things to give you grace to get to the point where He called you. So my friends, are you dealing with having to surrender your own timing, your own desire for timing, your own calculations of timing? I can tell you myself that there are some things that if the Lord would have released me into when I thought I was ready, even seeing it now, you may hear that from other people and go, is that really true? It is true. It is true, because I look at it and I go, if I had to deal with this pressure at that point in my life, I would not have done well. If I had to deal with that responsibility, with the emotional state that I was in, could I have handled it? No. Does that mean that the call went away? That His deposit of purpose and ministry in me changed, canceled, delayed? No. It just meant I had to learn to walk it out. So my friends, I pray that you would be encouraged through my book, Good Enough to be a Homemaker and CEO, and that you would just surrender your plans for God's timing, and let Him guide you day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, day, month by month, year by year. His plans will come out in their perfect timing. Relax. I promise you, you'll not miss out on anything as long as you continue to walk with Him in His will for you. May God richly bless you. We'll see you again soon.